Part two. Let's go to the back. All right. There's the property line. Steer my tripod there. Let's go down this trail. All right. There's my property stake right there, and there's the campground. Oh yeah, I'm going to set this camera up on this tripod. Let's talk at each other. My little campground's still looking pretty good. Yeah. Of course, there's the other trail that leads up to the big trash pile up there on top of the hill. But this clearing turned out real good because this is where I'm going to build that log cabin if I can ever get the time to do it. It's all about time, right? Okay. Let's set this thing up. All right, got the tripod here. Oh yeah, there we go, part two. Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing well. You know me, I'm Tom. All right, finally back on the farm. I wanted to just kind of ramble a little bit about a few things, if that's okay with you guys. Travis, of course, came up on the top of the hill, and I just, of course, introduced him to you guys. And that's the interesting part about this whole property and this relationship between his family and me. Like I told you before, I found this 4 acres on Craigslist. It's been up for sale for 27 years. No one's ever been interested in the place. It was all trashed out. There was a moonshine still here. There was a ton of metal. Trees are falling down all over the place. It was a mess. You couldn't get back here. It was really, really difficult. It took, like I said, 4 years to cut through the woods and clean all this up, with help from a lot of people, of course. But the relationship that we've got is interesting because his father is an ex-Marine, and he's a pastor, and this is old family land. So it's still in the family. I mean, they got 60 acres here. I'm in the middle of 60 acres that there's no development. There's just nothing here. It's just woods. When I found it, we just, we communicated, we shook hands, and we talked about it. I bought it really, really cheap because Ron knew that there was a lot of trash on this property, a lot. And also, too, a small kind of like shear wind years back knocked the tops of a lot of these trees off. So there was a lot of damage here. A lot of trash, and as you can see, I cleaned it all up. It's all cleaned up. It just was manpower. So now that I've got it, I started talking with Ron. I started talking with Cleon about their property, and between the 60 acres, be honest with you, they're really not interested in selling. After they saw what I've done with this place, now they're all energized on keeping their land because they think it's a lot more value, and actually it is. But one thing that's I'm trying to do here is create enough of a homestead to where, like I said, in 5 years I retire. I can go full retirement if I want to in 5 years. I can actually retire in 1 year when I hit 62, but I'm not going to do that. I got 5 more years that I'm going to do the Mr. Fix-All thing, and then who knows what will happen after that, because I'll get a pretty sizable check from being in the system for 33 years. So the next challenge that I've got out here, really, when it comes right down to it, is building. Here's the catch-22, and this is the moral of this entire story. I was going to retire in Vietnam, okay? The Philippines or Vietnam, but since the islands are the islands and they get hit by storms, I'd rather be on the mainland, so Thailand was my very, very first choice. I was actually going to retire in Thailand when I was 65. When I turned 65, that's where I was going, is Asia. There I could live large. Problem is I can't own anything there. You cannot own land in Asia. You can marry a woman and she can own the land, you can own the house, but you can't own the land. They just won't allow it. It's a self-preservation thing for their society, for their people. So when I found this, I said, okay, there's plan B, there's the alternative for me to go to Asia, because it really is all about money. How much does it cost me to live out here? When you're prepping and you're going off-grid, the thing you've got to always keep in the back of your mind is you cannot connect to the municipalities, okay? Can't connect to water, sewer, any of those things, because the second that you do, it automatically becomes permitted. Then you're under different tax base, different regulations, different inspections, and all that stuff. Right now that I've got all the infrastructure that I've got up there, I could technically live out here, you know, off-grid, and nobody could say a thing, and it would only cost whatever the taxes is, $37.50 a month. That's all it costs me to own this 4 acres, as long as I don't pull a permit, okay? That's the key. As long as I don't pull a permit, I'm good. Now, that's a problem, because the thing is, long term, as I get older, I'm not going to live in a shack that has no water and no toilet and no shower. You know, I mean, I'm just going to be honest with you. I mean, I can handle it, but I'm not going to do it long term. You can't wash clothes. I mean, it's just, it's a little bit rough. And I've never done that before in my life, so can I handle it for a week or two, maybe a month? Absolutely. That's just basically, you know, like Army basic. You know, it's you live in tents. That's kind of what it is. So it's not really that hard to, you know, to bring everything in, you know, build a shower, build a source for boiling water and heat and all that stuff. I already got all that up there. That's not an issue. The issue is coming out here and not raising my baseline expenses, okay? Now, that's the key, and this is the secret to this the method to the whole madness of mine, is that when I get 65 years old, I want to absolutely owe zero to anybody. Sell the townhome or rent it out, lease it out, whatever. Everything will be paid for. It's almost all paid for now except one truck, the one I just bought. And as soon as I sell the townhome, which it could be sold tomorrow, and pocket $60,000, come out here and build something. Only problem is now I'm raising my tax value up again, okay? And I'm going to have to go through the whole building another house thing. So I don't know what the actual ultimate plan there is, but the primary thing is the land. You got to own the land first before you can own anything else. Or build anything else. So everybody can see that's logical, right? And also, too, the big thing is the type of restrictions out here. I don't have any restrictions. I can do whatever I want to out here as long as I don't pull a permit. So that's the problem, and it's good. There's good here, and then there's bad. You know, you gotta weigh the odds of what's important. Now, there's a lot of diehards out there, a lot of you diehard preppers and homesteaders and, you know, backwoodsmen trailblazer kind of guys and girls that come out here, put an old RV out here and live out here for 3 and 4 years until you get bored. But the whole point is that for me, I'm not going to do it that way. So what I've got to think of doing is putting a log package deal together. And as you know, these log cabin kits, you can buy them for $29,900, $39,900, right on up to $79,900. And the only thing is, you've got $40,000 worth of infrastructure that you've got to sink money into for the septic, the permits, and all that stuff, running the water. That's, just setting everything up, sewer, you've got to, all the things that you've got to buy, all the things that, contractors you've got to contract, permits you've got to pull, and then you got to buy the house, and then you got to get it finished, you got to get it plumbed, you got to get it wired, you got to get it inspected and get all that done. So by the time you're buying a $29,000 log cabin, you'll have $70,000 invested really when it comes out to it, because you're going to spend 50 more grand setting things up. Now, a lot of you guys think that's high, and I can probably set it up for about, $20,000. Buy the log cabin, take $20,000, hire a septic guy, the permit, put it in the water, have the power company put in power pole, put the box on the house, do the finished work myself, and come out for about 20. And that's fine, but the thing is, I don't have time. I don't have time to do that. I got a business to run for the next 5 years. So trying to say, keep the townhome, it's not a problem keeping the townhome, but having another house, building another house in the meantime, in the next 5 years, and then flipping my property, it's really a tough choice. I don't want to give up either one, but I don't want a second mortgage either. That then financially wouldn't make any sense to me, because I don't want 2 mortgages. I can take cash for it, but the problem is that would put a big dent in my cash, if I threw $80,000 on the table. It's not saying I can't do it, I don't want to do it. So the moral of the story is this, is that if you're into the surviving, the prepping, the homesteading, any of that stuff, if this is what you really, really want to do, and you figure, you get you an action plan together, you figure the whole thing out and think, excuse me, what are the variables here? And how cheap do you want to live? Because, everybody's split in the United States, going to Asia and the Philippines and different parts of the world, Central America, and living off Social Security and a few other, investments that they have. But, in reality, it doesn't look like they're living that great. Some do okay, but most of the stuff I see on YouTube, these expats over in Thailand, holy crap, man, they're living in shit shacks. You know what I mean? These little hotels and little private little rooms they live in with bugs. It's for the birds. I've lived in the tropics. I lived in Okinawa and I've lived in Panama for almost 9 years of my life, those 2 places. Believe me, I know what bugs are all about, and snakes. But anyway, I'm going to end the video right here. Like I said, this was just kind of a random thing. Me up on top of the hill, coming down, running into Travis, just introducing Travis to you. And just coming back here and just sharing my thoughts on why I'm doing it, because I could sell this place tomorrow too and pocket all, put my hands on a bunch of change real quick. This place would go for a pretty penny right now, but I'm definitely not going to do that. That would be stupid. and I didn't fall off the turnip truck yesterday. Okay, you know what to do. Thumbs up. And like I said, if you're thinking about it yourself, think real hard, the big picture. Think about it all. What is all going to take to put this thing together. All right, guys, thumbs up, like, share, send a link to your friends, of course. Leave those comments. Tom out of here. I'll check you guys out on another video. Tom on the Off-Grid Farm, signing out. You'll stay blessed.